Hey guys, hey, so welcome to Grit and Glitz. If this is your first time, welcome to our fabulous Women Crush Wednesday. And every week I get to, or mostly every week, I like to say that right now because, I have teenagers
Sure.
and they like to run my life. But the oldest got her license this week, so yay for that. Every week I get to talk to a different woman, either locally or just women that I love. We're actually expanding outside of Tuscarawas County, which I'm so excited for, where we get to talk to them about what they do, who they are, and how they're impacting their local community. And I am so excited to have Steph here tonight because I love you, first off.
Thank you. I love you too.
You are such a champion of not just women, but community. And you're such a champion of Tuscarawas County. You've been a guest on here before, and I love everything that you do. It doesn't matter who you're around. You're Olaf. You're a warm hug. Like you really are. And I love when you come to the networking events. I love just being in your presence. You have so much wisdom. You're very good at what you do, and I am just so thankful that you're a part of my community.
Well, thank you. That is so sweet. That is very, very nice to hear that other people see sort of what I love to do and appreciate that. It's nice to be appreciated like that.
You are,
and you're a rock star yourself, so
Thank you.
it's wonderful.
But yeah, so Steph, I'd love for you to tell everybody a little bit about who you are and what you do.
I am Stephanie Glazer. I am originally from the area. I was born and raised in Tuscarawas County, and then a couple of years after I graduated from high school, I joined the Air Force and went away for 20 years. And I decided to come back in 2010, and I've just sort of been blowing and going ever since then. So I'm a realtor. I got my license here in Ohio. I had been a realtor in Texas as well, but I got my license here in 2013. And in 2016, I actually started with First Town Days, something that I always absolutely loved growing up.
Okay, so let's talk about First Town Days for a minute.
Okay.
Because all of my happy childhood memories are centered around July 4th because our family has their family reunion every single year at Tuscarora Park on July 4th in the pavilion.
Awesome.
So I have been going to First Town Days literally my whole life. And it is the known thing to do the week of the 4th of July. Like it is the place to be.
Yes, definitely the place to be. It's like the premier festival, if you will. And all the other festivals we have in the county are fantastic too. But this one's really big.
Yes.
It's huge, and it takes a lot of work to put it together.
And it's so intricate because it's not just New Philly or Tuscarora Park. It is literally the county pulling together. Yes. And you have people from all over. We have the First Town Days Queen. We have the kid. Okay, so the kids events are, I'm not gonna lie, it is fun. I don't even have kids in those events, and I just like to show up and watch them. And then the entertainment that's there, you guys bring in. I know it's not your thing. You do another portion, which we'll talk about. But they bring in entertainment, fair food. There's food. There's rides. So it's such a family friendly environment that. Yes. It just has that. I want to say vintage type feel, but I think
small town.
Yeah.
Feel.
It has that. It has that Hallmark movie feel.
Yes,
it really does.
That's a good way to put it.
It feels like there's going to be some hometown boy that's reunited with his high school girlfriend at First Town Days. Like, I'm just saying Hallmark. I'm just saying, like, this could be the place where you could do a movie.
Definitely.
Okay. So that's a side tangent, but you started in First Town Days in 2016, and tell me a little bit about that.
I did. I had a friend who, her aunt and uncle had run the car show before, and they were getting to the point where it was getting to be too much for them. So they asked her to take it over, and she invited me in for a specific part in it and to judge the best set of Dagmars.
Okay, hold on. What are Dagmars?
Dagmars are the rocket-like protrusions from the front and back of the 50s, 60s era cars.
Okay.
So they named those. They started they nicknamed them Dagmars after an actress and TV personality of that era. Her name was Virginia Dagmar, and she was sort of known for being very shapely. So that is why Michelle asked me to judge the Best Set of Dagmars contest. And so that year, my role was a little more limited to that, plus running around and helping her with things. And after that, I told her, hey, let me know what kind of help you need. I'm willing to help with this whole car show if you want me to. And boy, did she take me up on that.
Never volunteer.
Right. So fast forward a few years, and Michelle ended up having to step down to fulfill some other responsibilities in her life. And now I am the sole chairperson of the First Town Days car show.
How many cars do you guys normally have?
We have anywhere from about, on a good year, we have anywhere from about 120 to 135, 40 cars. So it just kind of depends on what the weather forecast is. And for this year, there is a lower and lower chance of rain every time I look at the forecast. So that's great. That means we should have a lot of guys who are willing to, and girls who are willing to bring out their fun cars. They do not like to bring their cars out in the rain, but it looks like this is going to be a really good year.
Good. So when is the car show?
The car show this year is Sunday. It's always on the Sunday of the festival. So this year, that means it's on July 6th.
Okay.
The gate opens at noon. I'm there much earlier than that, but the gate opens at noon. Registration starts at 1 o'clock. The judging is from 3 to 5, and we do the awards at 5:30 and get everybody out of there about 6 o'clock.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay, so, excuse me, this Sunday is the event, and, doors open at noon, and you can get to see and take photos in front of cars. And
oh yes, and having well over 100 cars like that, there would be anything that you could possibly imagine that you might want to see. Everything from like the Model Ts all the way up through some of the like the Hondas and Mitsubishis that are being souped up these days, sort of the fast and furious cars. My favorites are the 50s, 60s, and 70s muscle cars of all types. I absolutely love them with the giant gasoline engines. Those are my favorite.
I love those cars. And I mean, car shows I've been going to since, again, I was a kid, because my grandfather loved cars, both my grandfathers. And so I think like the 50s era was the era of like the cars where you were a man's man if you knew how to take care of a car and stuff. And so I grew up around these cars. So again, it's that nostalgia of nostalgic. That's the word.
It's nostalgic.
The nostalgia of just being at these car shows and listening to 1950s music and do the twist. Like that was, it's the little iconic. Okay. So you are so busy.
I am.
You are so busy. And I love that you're busy. I'm sure you're a lot like me where, you want to not be as busy, but some women are just wired for doing.
Right.
So,
and, there's that old catchphrase, I guess you would call it, the old saying that says, if you want something done, give it to a busy person.
Yep.
Because they're going to get it done.
And
sometimes it's last minute, but we do get it done.
We're good. We're good under pressure.
That's right.
We're great. Okay, so tell me a little bit about the grit that goes into this event, because there may be somebody who's watching that is maybe looking at an opportunity to help and grow. So tell me a little bit about the grit that goes into this.
Well, the grit, I guess, would be most of the behind the scenes, and that's leading up to the day of the car show. There is a ton of planning to be done. You've got to think of everything from the music to the trophies to the 50-50 tickets and raffle tickets and gathering raffle items from donations if you can get donations, and just anything and everything, all the copies that need to be made for everyone to fill out their registration forms. All of that stuff takes a couple months of planning. And of course, it's in your brain before that planning, the actual execution ever happens. So it's a lot of work to get ready for. And then the day of the car show, that's not all the glitz either. There's a lot of grit there too. Because it's a long day. It's a hot day.
Yeah.
There's a lot of me running back and forth between the tent for where registration and all the trophies are and everything, and the tent where the DJ is and where I have to do all the announcements, and we pull the door prize numbers and all that fun stuff. So it's a lot of running. There's a lot of grit.
Do anything funny or fun happen at these events like that?
Oh, all the time. It's great. It's so much fun. There are all types of personalities, and for the most part, the people who come to the car show are wonderful. Every now and then you get someone who wants to challenge you on something, and we just let them have their say, and if they want to leave, they can leave. But yeah, we've had so many neat things happen. We had a few years ago just an absolute torrential downpour, and we got stuck. Some of us were in the tent where the DJ is, and the DJ, Steve Kelly, he was playing all songs related to rain, and I'm telling you what, I was just singing along with all of them, especially It's Raining Men, because I'm surrounded by all those men with their fabulous cars. So it's a fun day.
I love that. Okay, so what's the glitz? What are some, I just eased into that, but what's the glitz that goes into this car show?
Well, the glitz is definitely it's got to be the cars, right?
Yes.
They're just absolutely fabulous, and everybody drives in and sets up and polishes their cars. And I always have a new dress for the car show that's usually like 50s or 60s themed.
I kind of want to see this dress. Where is the dress?
Okay. It's hanging in my closet right now.
No, I need a 1950s dress.
Yeah.
Ladies, you should show up on Sunday in your 1950s themed outfits. Right. I'm just saying, it's going to be adorable. Okay.
And we've had people show up in other eras too. It's not just the 50s and 60s styles. We've had people show up in 80s attire and 70s.
That's awesome.
So, yeah, in 40s house dresses. It's really a lot of fun.
Oh, we can have fun with this, guys.
Oh, yes.
I believe in us. I believe in us. Okay. So with everything that you've done in your life, this is just a you question. Did you ever see yourself I want to do a car show in Tuscarawas County and one of the largest festivals in the county? That, sign me up. Was that on your radar?
Short answer, no, absolutely not. I wanted to be the chick in the passenger seat of the cool car going into the car show and getting a trophy. That's what I wanted to do.
That is more up my alley.
Definitely. But when, the opportunity arises and you know how to do something and you can get some stuff done, then sometimes you just take it and run with it.
And I love it because, it is such an iconic thing, especially locally. And I think back to there's going to be kids just like I was, that this is what they're going to remember, the nostalgia of the moments. This is what they're going to remember as a positive environment that they got to learn and grow in. And I think we underestimate the value of a safe culture and environment where people can just celebrate and be and go to a car show.
Right, exactly. Just walk around and relax, and everybody is there for that purpose, is to see all the cool cars. And so everyone kind of has pulled together at that point, and everyone's happy and smiling for the most part.
You're a little sweaty, but smiling.
Yeah. Okay,
so again, tell them, first off, do you have a Facebook page for you, with your realty?
I do. I am Stephanie Glazer at the Barnett Realtors. So that is my business Facebook page. And then, of course, for the car show, that's available on the Facebook page for the festival itself, and also at firsttowndays.com.
Okay, so you guys, it is Wednesday. I expect you're going to get through the 4th, you're going to do the fireworks. It's going to be a whole thing. So on Sunday, I expect you to be at this car show to support Steph. Go and and share this post, get the information out. Thank you so much. Okay, what else?
I would like to mention that we have a whole crew of fabulous women who are running things in this festival. We have Shalee, who is our president. We've got Darla, who's our vice president, and she runs Family Day. We have Becky, who was our festival secretary. Michelle, who has the queens. Yes. The queens.
The queens.
I know.
I love that. That might be my favorite part.
Yes,
I'm not gonna lie.
that was always my favorite part too. I did the festival pageant a couple years in high school. Then we've got Silver, who runs the parade and also Senior Day this year.
Aww.
And Cheryl, who is in charge of the scholarships. Melanie does the baby contest, and Julie does the softball game.
Okay, the baby contest.
Oh, so sweet.
Okay, so if they want to be involved with anything, I know the queen stuff has probably already been done
Yes.
and everything, but like if they want to bring their babies to the contest or if they want to do anything like that, all that information is on your Facebook page.
It's on the festival Facebook page and especially on the website. You can find all the registration forms on the firsttowndays.com website.
So next year, I feel like we should have everybody here. And just
think that would be a fantastic idea.
That needs to happen next year.
Yeah.
So we'll get that on the calendar. I'll have Erin set it up with you.
Okay.
Okay, guys. So go ahead, like I said, like and share this video. Share about all these amazing women, you know, putting it together, getting it done for this year. And Steph, thank you so much for being on here.
You're
I so
welcome.
appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome. All right, guys. Bye. Bye.